you are over the age of 35, stop everything you're doing right now. After a lifetime of eating fatty foods, you may run the risks of a stroke or heart attack due to plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. To learn how you can reduce your risks, visit youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856 today. This may be a life-changing call for you or someone you love. Thank you, and we hope to hear from you.
You had a young sister that went to a skating rink, you know, just doing what kids would do. And shoot, even hear kids going to a skating rink is definitely, you know, it's a good thing to actually hear, because kids these days, they sit in the house, they just, you know, don't really get out, you know, like they used to, at least when I was growing up. Well, when the young sister was going to the skating rink, they had this facial recognition software there, and they matched her with someone that got into a fight. She was nowhere near that when that happened. At all, but this software matched her and she started having a problem with the skating rink. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
To me, it's basically racial profiling. You're just saying every young black, brown girl with glasses fits the profile, and that's not right.
Julia Robinson and her husband Derek are considering legal action against the Livonia skating rink after their 14-year-old daughter Lamaya was misidentified by the business's facial recognition technology.
I was like, that is not me. Who is that?
Lamaya's mom dropped her off at Riverside Arena last Saturday between 8 and 9 p.m. to hang out with friends, but staffers barred her entry, saying she was banned from the skating rink. They scanned her face and said Lamaya was involved in a brawl at Riverside back in March. But there was one problem.
I was so confused because I've never been there.
The Robinsons' beef with Riverside comes as facial recognition technology undergoes more scrutiny. Robert Williams, one of the first in the country to be misidentified and wrongfully arrested over the technology, testified on Capitol Hill Tuesday.
I just don't think it's right that my picture was used in some type of lineup, and I've never been in trouble.
Tawana Petty heads up Data for Black Lives, one of 35 organizations signing on to a campaign calling for retailers to not use facial recognition technology on customers or workers in their stores. According to campaign organizers, Lowe's and Macy's are among those using the technology. Walmart, Kroger, Home Depot, and Target are among those that are not.
Face recognition does not accurately recognize darker skin tones. So I don't want to go to Walmart and be tackled by an officer or security guard because they've misidentified me for something I didn't do.
The Robinsons say they're thankful the situation did not lead to an unnecessary interaction with police. Riverside made Lamaya leave the building after misidentifying her, putting her safety, the Robinsons say, at risk.
Y'all to put my daughter out of the establishment by herself. You never know what could have happened. Like I said, it just happened to be a blessing that, you know, she was calling in frustration to talk to her cousin. But at the same time, he, well, pretty much, oh, I guess I'm not that far. Let me go up here and see what's wrong with her.
All right, we have a statement from the skating rink, which reads in part, one of our managers asked Miss Robinson, Lamaya's mom, to call back sometime during the week. He explained to her this is our usual process, as sometimes the line is quite long and it's hard to look into things when the system is running. The software had her daughter at a 97% match. This is what we looked at, not the thumbnail photos Miss Robinson took a picture of. If there was a mistake, we apologize for that.
The issue with facial recognition software is the same thing that's the issue with everything else in America. They developed this technology without the input of black people. And we have a lot of people that's in tech that are straight up racist. We know this. So when you have racists developing facial recognition software, well, what do you think is going to happen? How is it that it always messes up with black people? There have been brothers that have been arrested off of facial recognition software, and then they find out later it wasn't even that brother. It's not a coincidence that this keeps happening to black people. No, you have racists developing this software, or you could say, well, black people just don't recognize the difference. Well, they don't recognize the difference because you don't have the best and brightest black people working on that technology. That's what it is. and you don't care until you start getting sued and everything else that happened to these companies. Because it is ridiculous for this child to be dropped off, you know, and then she couldn't go in. And then now she had to try to call her mama to come back. You understand? But digital and technology racism is real. We see this all the time with algorithms. That's definitely racist as well, because it's not the algorithm itself is racist. It's the people that design the algorithms is racist. Just like recently about TikTok, where the one man has shown that anything related to black was said inappropriate, but anything related to white was okay. Even the term white supremacy was okay. This is why they said, you know, algorithms, you know, are racist too. It's sad that even in technology, you got to deal with racism. Black, you know, content creators, you know, they're never really promoted like the white ones, but the white ones could steal their work and do the exact same thing and get millions upon millions of dollars, millions of views, you know, billboards, everything. Just looking at what black creators are doing. That's not just a one-off. That's done all over social media. And so not only are you dealing with the racism with everything else, now you're dealing with the new racism that's coming through tech. This is why more black people need to be working in Silicon Valley. This is why you need to have your own tech companies as well, because you got to have people that's going to fight for what's right. But even when you fight for what's right, remember the Ethiopian sister was talking about some, you know, things that was even going on in Google, certain technologies say, hey, wait a minute, you know, this is not right, because what happens to black people. And, you know, she ended up having to leave that job. So, you know, I mean, these companies, like I said, they're going to have to, they all going to have their reckoning. It's not just the police. It's going to be in every institution going to have a reckoning about themselves. And understand, black people, when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to consuming media, black people do the most. We're the biggest consumer. And all it's going to take enough of us to say no more, and we will crash your stock, we'll crash everything else. So fix your facial recognition software. Because you know what? That family needs to sue. They really do. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation, you know, that's with this family. You know, like I said, I hate this young sister went through that, but you know, even software now is being freaking racist.
These proceedings are concluded. This court is adjourned. For all the shit I did for this motherfucking company,
you ever had a great idea stolen from you and didn't know how to go about getting justice? In Charles Ford's The Anatomy of a Corporate Lynching, he takes us behind the scenes of his public copyright and civil rights lawsuit against his employer, Con Edison. In this explosive page-turner, Ford writes of an idea he submitted being taken and used without credit or compensation. In a book where no names have been changed to protect the guilty, Ford details how he stood his ground legally against theft and racial discrimination. Ford's exploration of a corporate lynching attempt inspires readers to pursue justice and fight back legally in the face of corporate opposition and retaliation. The Anatomy of a Corporate Lynching is available on Amazon worldwide in paperback and on Kindle. Find Ford at author Charles Ford on Instagram.